Hello, Libra. How are you? Welcome. I hope you are doing very, very well. Libra, let's see how your energies will be for May 2026. We're going to do a general reading. Let's see what the main trends will be, where the energy will be concentrated. They tell me that this reading applies to everyone who has Sun, Ascendant, Moon, or Venus in the sign of Libra.
Libra.
If you want, you can follow me on my other TikTok and Instagram accounts where I'll be uploading new content. All right, let's channel a message for the sign of Libra. Let's see. We have Judgment, the Seven of Cups, the Fool, the Sun. All right. Libra.
Em,
Do I feel this? Let's see. On one hand, on an emotional level, environments, habits. If there's any habit, any toxic habit, any emotional dependency, something that has become a habit. I see something there, I feel something there that's kind of repetitive, right? That's why I relate it to a habit. In other cases, this can also be relationships, bonds, emotional connections, social environments, influences, right? Pay attention. Open your eyes here because something is coming to light. This is like becoming aware of something, recognizing a truth. Closely related to what I've discussed, right? Like, well, I've realized that this social circle or these people aren't really the people I thought they were, for example. Or that they were influencing me in some way. Or I was just letting myself get carried away by their fantasies, by their ideals. But what I see is that there's a reaction. There's something that catches your attention. There's something that comes to light. And this is like taking matters into your own hands. That is to say, I want to break this pattern. I want to break free from here. There's a tendency here toward freedom, to choose another path, to choose a different path, right? But I feel it very strongly, like there's something that awakens your mind, that will show you a truth. And it will tell you the path is this way. The adventure is there, not where you thought it was. This can also be a trick of the mind, right? The mind has made you believe something based on a desire, a fantasy, an illusion. And you wake up this month. It's like waking up from a dream. I also interpret it that way, right? Like waking up from a fantasy, from a long dream, and waking up in a new reality. I feel that the result is going to be positive because this new reality is a reality that's more connected to what you like, what attracts you, things that you want to experience, like a new life, a new way to express yourself, a path of growth and a path of development. So, I also feel, Libra, that you're going to start making decisions this month, right? I mean, making choices. What is still good for you and what isn't? That's why attention is needed. When it comes to needs, emotions, feelings, people around you, ideals, dreams, that is, if I hold on to everything, this situation overwhelms me. So I need to choose. I need to choose among all those dreams, among all those situations, what is it that is good for me? And start walking that path I chose. That's why there's a decision to be made about which path to take. It's like I have two possible paths, or maybe several, and I say, I'll stick with this one. I won't spread my energy across all the paths, or I'll get confused. This applies to many areas of your life. That's why It applies if there's a habit that you've been maintaining, that you've been repeating, which has become a routine. Wow, I wake up, become aware of something, choose what I want for my life, and free myself from that. You will also start to connect with freedom, with independence, with doing things in your own way and in your own style. I express myself in my own way, my genuine and original way. If this has to do with people in your social circle, something similar would also be happening. Well, I've realized that these people were just people. They weren't what I thought, and neither were these relationships. There wasn't a real foundation in the bond. They weren't the people they claimed to be. Those were fragile connections. So I let go, I release, I open myself to new things. But this sense of release is strong, along with the independence and the freedom. Let's see what else we have, where this reading is going. Dear Libra, May 2026, 2026. Let's see, May. Are you following the Page of Cups, the Lovers, the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Swords? Okay. I also feel this is very related. There's closure here, right? Okay. I feel it's a conscious ending. And it's not only related to your emotional, romantic side, but also to your social circles, friendships, relationships in general. There will be a lot of reflection on feelings, on what connects you to the other person. There is a genuine, true feeling. The relationship is real. The connection is real. With him, that couple, with that friendship? Is there reciprocity in how you treat each other? What you are giving to the other person, is it balanced with what you are receiving, or is there an imbalance? So I feel that in those emotional relationships where this issue of reciprocity and the balance between giving and receiving is unequal, there's going to be a decision here, right? A decision like, well, I started to see this person in a different way. I see the relationship differently. I've also realized a truth. So there may be some relationships that are being left behind here, or a certain relationship. Yes, a certain relationship. But it's not about ending up alone. Of course not. It's about moving forward toward a new horizon. About connecting with other kinds of people, with people who have different values, with people you connect with more deeply, with people who also keep their promises. It's not about ideals or fantasies, but about facts, about seeing things in reality, not relying so much on promises. So what I feel very strongly is this: it's the change of direction, the before and after. In your relationships in general and in your romantic relationships, okay? If you are already in a relationship, I feel that a great month for love is coming. With change, yes, there could be a trip together. A trip together that, if this relationship started recently, will help you get to know each other more deeply. And the topic of living together, the topic of how you treat each other, of what one does for the other, is one of the most important things that will start to become clear. There's a lot of travel energy, okay? At first, there are high expectations, since it's a new experience, especially if you're traveling with this person for the first time. But it's going to be a trip that will change both of you and will bring changes to the relationship. It could be that the relationship becomes more balanced and, above all, more reciprocal. Or more likely, you'll connect emotionally on a much deeper level. There may be an ending to one phase of the relationship and the start of a new one, with new values or a new way to connect with the other person. Heads up, there might be gifts as well. Right now, you may receive a gift from your partner, or you may also want to give them a present. Let's see what else we have. Libra, May 2026. They have the devil here, the emperor, the ace of cups, the star. Good. Here we have closure. I see it's a busy month. It's not so much about the work, but rather about setting limits on attachments. This month, you'll be doing a lot of shadow work. The personal shadow and the projected shadow. And we've talked about freedom. So there will be some shadow projection this month in the relationship couple. Sometimes it's like, well, I feel a lot of intensity. You can feel too much intensity, a lot of magnetism with the other person. We have to see if this comes or is projected, if it comes from the other side, from the other person, or if you embody this energy, right? Attention, attention. If you start to notice situations where there's a lot of attachment to the other person, when I mention attachment, I mean excessive attachment. This excessive attachment or this emotional excess, I feel very strongly, I feel very deeply, but there's a warning sign in the emotional part, right? And this also has to do with not wanting the relationship to become toxic. If you start to notice that there's controlling behavior, there are power struggles on one side or the other, right? Start to detect these signs. Say, no, I don't want the relationship to go in that direction. Let's set a healthy boundary here. And that's what this is about, right? Setting a limit on the shadow. Many times attachment happens, right? Also because of a lack of security or trust. First in oneself, right? In order to be able to trust your partner. Anyway, you're well aspected. So, to sum up, I feel like this month, emotionally speaking, a lot is going to be happening in your relationships in general. Friendships, romantic relationships, love relationships. The relationship will probably change, but it will change toward a place of more freedom, more space, more independence, more open-mindedness, right? Like, hey, I feel like I've gained confidence with this person. The trip opened our minds. The relationship has been brought up to date. The relationship has great future potential, with joint projects already underway. A new version of the relationship is born. And this new relationship is born because a shadow side has been confronted. All of this leads to the new stage. As for the relationship, we've talked about what is new that is born in the relationship, about balance, about moving away from excesses, moving away from toxicities, from toxic behaviors as well, and about setting a limit to all of this. The relationship will begin to gain great support, a strong structure that will produce more security in the connection. So, if there is more security, there can be more freedom and more space here, also for each person. If there is insecurity here, with this 15th arcana, there is more control. There is more need to want to control situations, to control another person, what they're doing, what they're not doing. Issues that have to do with jealousy too, sometimes obsessions. That fear, maybe fear of betrayal. So there's a lot of shadow work this month. But that shadow is projected onto the partner or onto a very close relationship. But anyway, I see that you will be healing all of this, cleaning all of this up. Because the relationship is destined for a new path. Toward that path, I see a connection with more space. I see a more open-minded connection, a much more spiritual relationship that has let go of attachment and fear. It's like I lost my fear around that person. I feel very safe next to this person, and I don't have to control, I don't have to create fearful situations in my mind. On the contrary, I feel at peace. Let's see what else we have. Dear Libra, general and available energy, May 2026. Temperance, 8 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords has come up for the second time, right? This change in perception and how you see things too. An old way of thinking, even old beliefs, are being left in the past. And you are moving strongly toward a change. Is it a month of... It's a month of transmutation, above all, of transmutation of energy, of alchemy, of turning darkness into light, shadow into light. Don't be rigid, Libra. Be flexible with what needs to change. Let go of what needs to be released. I feel that things are going to become much clearer and you'll realize what change you need to make this month. What is it that needs to be purified, cleaned? What is it that needs to be detoxified? What is the excess that needs to be left behind? To have a much smoother, much more flexible month, the change will happen faster than you thought. The change will happen very quickly. Let's see, Libra, what we have in the oracle. Sorry, these are the major arcana. Let's see which major arcana will be accompanying you. During this month of May 2026, pay attention because I also feel there could be financial changes, changes in the way you generate income in your life, like a before and after. Libra, you have the Chariot. A lot of travel energy this month. Possible moves if this isn't a trip. We've seen that there will be a pleasure trip, maybe a trip with your partner or a friend, where you'll get to know each other much better. This trip is an evolution, it's a leap, it's a month of triumph, a month of personal progress, of moving on to the next stage of your life, to the next step of your life. We have things to sort out this month, right? Like unknowns, clues, mysterious things that might catch your attention, that are going to test you. And it has a lot to do with what we've talked about. But as you start figuring those things out, you'll be able to move forward because that's going to be the driving force behind your progress. Dear Libra, this is what we've seen for all of you regarding the general energy available in May 2026. Have an excellent month, and I'll see you here next time.